Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today I am starting another weekly reading vlog. So I have already filmed this reading vlog kind of sorta, but I decided to scrap all of that because I just am not really into this book as much as I thought I was going to be. I'm currently reading Priory of the Orange Tree by Samantha Shannon and I'm almost finished with it now. When I was giving updates on this book, I really didn't have many thoughts except for the same thoughts over and over again, which was there's too much here. There is too much info dumping, politics, religion, characters. This is a lot. This is a lot. If you love that type of fantasy, then this is perfect for you. And I do, but not to this extent. Holy shit. There is so much in this book. I like some of the characters, but I'm not really connected to them. So really what's happening, like I'm interested, but I don't really care. And I hate to say that because I know many people love this book. So if you love this book, I am so happy for you. I wish I did. I really wish I could jump on the bandwagon and love this book along with you, but it's just not one of my favorites right now. It's sitting at like a 2.5, 3 star for me because it's just too much. I'm also going to start reading Mother Thing by Ainsley Hogarth, I think is how you pronounce their name. I'm more excited to finish Priory just so I can start something new because this is really putting me into a reading slump and I really don't want to be in a reading slump right now. I just got a bunch of books. I have videos planned that I want to do. This is not the time for a reading slump. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading and then I will update you once I finish this freaking book and then we can actually start what I'm looking forward to. Hi guys, it's Tuesday and I just wanted to give an update on Mother Thing. So I am about 106 pages in. I'm on chapter 13 and I am really enjoying this book. I don't even know how to properly describe this book, to be honest. And I wasn't fully prepared for what this book was going to be about. I didn't realize that it was going to be as graphic as it is. This definitely has the same feeling as like Bunny. It's very unsettling. And Abby, the main character, the thoughts that she has are very vivid and you can really get a good grasp of who she is as a person, but also you're very kind of confused by her. She often has these like scenarios that she plays out in her head, and it's really sad to see Ralph and his rapidly declining mental health. Definitely look up trigger warnings that are associated with this book if that's something that you look out for. Nothing wrong with that at all. Definitely take care of yourself, but I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very fast-paced. Not a ton has happened. We've already gotten to the point where her mother-in-law has passed away. We are to the point where her and Ralph are living at her mother-in-law's house, and we have first encountered Laura's ghost in the basement, but you're not quite sure, is this really a ghost, or are they both just, their mental health states are just declining to the point where now they're seeing and hearing things? Is this really going on? It's just so strange, and I love it so much. This is exactly what I needed after reading Priory of the Orange Tree, because I felt like I was going into a reading slump after finishing that book. And I'm so glad I picked this up, because this is wild. It is wild, and I am enjoying every second of reading it, and I often am thinking about it once I put it down. Oh, and we were also introduced to one of the residents at the long-term care facility that Abby works for, Mrs. Bondi, but we haven't gotten to the point where, according to the back of the book, like, I guess something's going to happen and maybe Mrs. Bondi isn't going to be at that care facility anymore, but we haven't gotten to that point yet. I'm going to go ahead and continue reading. I'm on my lunch break and see how far I can get. Hopefully I don't try and take a nap, because that's been something that I've been doing on my lunch breaks, is taking a nap, and then it just makes me way more tired than I need to be throughout the day. So I'm going to go ahead and keep reading, and then I'll update you guys when I get a little bit farther in the book. Good afternoon, guys. It is Saturday now. It is actually just after 12 o'clock, and I'm going to go and get some lunch. I'm starving. I woke up early this morning, but then I fell back asleep, and that was a mistake. I should have just stayed up, but I was so tired. So I wanted to give you guys a little update. I finished Mother Thing by Ainsley Hogarth, and I'm going to give you all of my thoughts and opinions on this book a little bit later in the vlog, towards the end, just because I don't want to do that sitting here in my car when I'm getting mildly hangry. But I did want to update you that after finishing that book, I started White Horse by Erica T. Worth. This is a paranormal mystery thriller kind of vibe, and I'm really liking it so far. It's definitely fast paced. there is a lot of telling you what happens instead of showing you what happens. And for this, I think it really works. Normally in books, I either love or hate that. It just needs to be done the right way. And I really think the author hit the mark with this one. In this book, we follow Carrie, our main character. She is a young woman who is really struggling with the loss of her best friend, the loss of her mom, who she wasn't really close with, but now as an adult, she's starting to see the effects of losing her at such a young age, as she struggles really to find herself and live her life past all of the things that have gone on in her life. Now, Carrie has a cousin named Debbie and her husband Jack, who I cannot stand Jack. He is my least favorite character. He is an over-controlling asshole. That is the best way to describe him. And Debbie goes to Carrie's father's house and finds this old bracelet that had once belonged to Carrie's mother, Cecilia. Carrie is of Native American descent, so this bracelet has Native American symbols drawn onto it. It's very old. She can tell that it's been in the family for many years. And when Debbie finds it and picks it up, she gets this overwhelming sense of dread. She's uncomfortable. She can just tell that the energy is off. And then she gives it to Carrie because it was Carrie's mom's and she thought it would be best for Carrie to take the bracelet. What Debbie didn't know is that there is a dark entity attached to this bracelet. At least it appears to be a dark entity. So now Carrie is trying to figure out what this bracelet is, what's going on with the ghost of her mother that is now also appearing along with this dark entity, and just figuring out who she is. I'm going to go ahead and get some food and continue reading White Horse. I'm also reading another book that is for a completely separate vlog, so I will update you guys and let you know what that is in a separate video. I'll give you a little hint though, it is a romance. I know, that's rather shocking, but I'm actually really enjoying it, so I'm very excited to continue that book. And it's also on Kindle Unlimited, and I'm trying out Kindle Unlimited, and so far I get the hype. I get the hype regarding Kindle Unlimited and the book selection that is available to you. So let's go ahead and get some food. The hangriness level is rising and I am very tired and I could use some caffeine. So that is what we're going to go do, and then I will update you guys on my thoughts on Mother Thing a little bit later in the video. Guys, it is Sunday and I'm trying something a little bit different today. I'm filming outside on my mom's front porch, so hopefully this sounds okay. I'll try to keep it short just in case I need to refilm this. But I wanted to give my update and give you my thoughts on Mother Thing. So I gave this book a 3-star, 3.5, 3, somewhere along those lines. I really enjoyed it, but I did have some issues with it, and I actually took some notes so that I wouldn't get this and White Horse confused. I know they're like two totally separate things, but I'm reading them back to back, so I don't want to get anything mixed up. So a few things that I did like about this book is I really liked how unhinged our main character was. I really liked the stream of consciousness, you know, getting her thoughts and how she went from being, you know, dealing with a situation and then it just going from 0 to 100. I liked seeing that unhinged part of her, because you never knew how she was going to react to something. The problem, though, that I had is that our main character, what was her name? Abby. Sometimes she was really mature, and then other times she was very childish with how she reacted to stuff. So that was okay at first, and then the more it keeps happening, the more you get a little annoyed with her. Her actions and her mannerisms, her speech, they're kind of all over the place, and I'm not sure if this is supposed to be satire, or is she really all over the place? It was an enjoyable book. It is very graphic in parts, especially when Abby is having these thoughts of killing people. I mean, and when she's getting mad and she's wanting to get back at these people for things that they've done to her. It is very graphic. Part that I do appreciate of this book is I really like the representation of grief and depression from like Ralph's perspective. What I did like was in this book we get to see Ralph struggle with his depression and his grief over his loss of his mother. I related to that a lot more because of the loss of my father, and I liked seeing that in here. The one thing that I wasn't able to relate to is there is a lot of mention of like infertility and things of that nature, which I'm not going to comment on. I don't know enough about that. I haven't experienced that in my own life because at this point in my life I'm not ready to have children, so I'm not going to talk about that at all because I just don't personally know enough of the subject to really have a firm opinion on it, but that is something that is mentioned in here. So yes, overall I did really enjoy this book. I was questioning, you know, is this ghost really there? Is all of this really happening? Or is just the grief that Ralph is feeling and the guilt of Abby combining into this experience where they think Laura is back and her ghost is haunting them? Or is this real? Is she actually there and haunting them? So it was a really fun ride. I enjoyed it. I would say definitely look up trigger warnings if that is something that you do and that you're concerned about. There are a few topics in here, like I kind of mentioned, that might be unsettling to some readers, but overall I did really like it. And I just wanted to give an update on White Horse. I got a little bit farther yesterday, not super far. I'm on chapter 24 now, and I still have a good bit of the book left, but with how fast-paced this is moving, I'm just questioning if that pacing is going to slow down and there's going to be more of like a lull in the middle, but I am really enjoying it so far. We are getting a few more answers for like what Cecilia, which is Carrie's mother, that's who is Carrie's mother, we are getting more answers as to what she was like and things that she was involved with, and maybe, you know, is the reason why she went missing and ultimately murdered. And at this point we have been introduced to a few more characters and getting their side of the story as to what they think happened to Cecilia and what this bracelet really symbolizes and what it relates to, but we just haven't got solid answers yet as to why Carrie is having these visions, what actually happened to Cecilia. So I'm hoping that I can read a good bit, if not all of this today. That's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to hang out, sit outside, read for a little while. So I will check in with you guys once I get more information on this book or once I finish it. Guys, it's Monday and I just wanted to come on here and end this vlog. I have finished White Horse by Erica T. Worth. I'm gonna give this book 2.5 stars. Unfortunately, I was really disappointed with it. The pacing was fine at the beginning, but then I felt like it was kind of all over the place with what was happening, and I didn't find the way that the mystery was being solved as very believable. The main character, Carrie, just kind of got on my nerves after a little while. She was very all over the place. I just couldn't really connect with her all that much. And I didn't feel like some of the subplots had much substance or really any point to them. Debbie, I found her very childish. Her and her husband had a very toxic relationship, and he was agonizing to read about whenever he was mentioned. The whole relationship between Debbie and Carrie was also very childish too. Like, it just was pretty annoying, and I didn't find this very memorable of a book. Like, I'm already a little bit iffy on some of the details that happened because I read it and now it's just gone from my brain. The ending was a little strange, and I kind of understood it, kind of didn't. It just wasn't for me. I will say that this book did make me want to read more about Native American folklore and more from that genre. So I'm going to end this vlog here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you have a great morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!